We're not live yet. There we go. Hey, hi, hello. How's everyone doing today?
Doing groovy.
Doing fantastic.
I'm gonna need a little more excitement. How the fuck is Oh, I'm not supposed to say it in the first few seconds. Say it
Jail.
now.
Straight to the corner.
Beep. Straight to the corner. I'm in timeout. Put me in timeout, y'all. Dang. Look. Hello. Hi. I am Carrie Anthony, the Queen of BBW. And of course, we have our lovely next person.
Hi, everybody. I'm Anita Valentina.
And without further ado,
Hanya Strange.
not to be weird. No, I'm just kidding. Because your name has strange in it. Tonight
Yeah.
on our episode of Witchy Wednesday, we are talking about karma. What is karma? Does anybody know what karma is? No?
What
Comes
goes
around, goes
around
around.
comes around. Yeah.
Oh, it's Witchy Wednesday. Yes, it is, Roman. Jason, hey, Easter was great. Especially since we were doing come here, baby. I forgot where we were. And okay, so we just got kicked off of Exotica Boob Tube, our video from the fashion show picture. It got flagged.
What? No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Disappointing. Very disappointing. But tis what it is,
Mm-hmm.
Tis what it is. I'm trying to get us connected to another platform, but it's not working out. So we're just gonna be here. Hey guys. Hello Roman. Hello Jason. Whitney will probably be here. Zany. A few other folks. We want to say thank you for coming through. And you're making good karma by being here. What do you think, ladies?
Yes, I agree. Good karma to be here.
Yes, it is.
Oh, we are live. Oh, it's working. Yay. So I figured out how we could use two platforms instead of paying astronomical prices to upgrade on one platform, the one we're on right here. I have a subscription to another platform and I was able to connect some of the other channels. So we're live there too. So, oh, that's great. I love when things work out.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I
Yeah.
wasn't
It'll
sure
be
how I was gonna
okay.
make it work. So yeah, that's great. So yeah, let's talk about why are we talking about karma? We're talking about karma because I very much believe that the things that you do comes back to you, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. And it doesn't necessarily when you talk about karma, always people always take that in the negative way, but the good things that you do also come back to you. And I think it's important to talk about that. And after, our experience with the fashion show at Exotica Chicago, which all of us participated in. How cool is that?
That's
Yes.
really cool that we were all in the same place.
Man, I can't get rid of this cough. This cough. Yeah, so Anita, please share. Actually, let's do Hanya first so she can tell us what it was like with her first experience in the Curvy BBW fashion show. Go Hanya.
What was it like? It was awesome. You know, being able to be up there with all those lovely ladies, being showing confidence and size regardless.
Love that. Love that. Anita, tell us what it was like for you to be in the fashion show in Chicago.
It was really fun, and I got to meet some cool new ladies that joined us. And it was just a really out of body experience because everybody is so positive there and so loving. So we just had one big great environment to thrive in.
Yeah, I agree. It was I really, really enjoyed it. So that was fantastic. But let's talk about wait. One last thing before we get off of the fashion show and into karma. Highlight. Give me one highlight that you had from the fashion show. Go, Anita.
When you had to spank Taco.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Taco. Hanya, what about you? What was one of the highlights for you?
I was gonna say, I was actually gonna say the same thing because it seemed like when you were spanking him, he was just egging you on for more.
Little freak.
So,
He's been spanked
yeah.
by me many a times. In fact, Mr. Taco has been in on the stage with the Curvy Fashion Show for like 5 shows now. So, clearly, he likes
Yeah,
it.
he was excited.
Yeah. Yeah. He loves it.
Yes.
So, let's slide into karma. Because karma is more than just a spiritual buzzword. It is a concept that spans through cultures and religions from Hinduism and Buddhism to even Western philosophies. At its core, karma is the idea that every action we take, good or bad, has consequences. Like you guys said, what goes around comes around. And we're not just talking about cosmic payback, we're talking about energy, patterns, and how you treat others and what invites them into our lives. So let's talk about something good that you've done, Hanya, lately that you feel brings you good karma.
Something I've done good lately. Wow, that's gonna be a.
That's a hard one because you're always bad. No, I'm just kidding.
I know, right?
You're so good at being bad.
That's right. But no, in all seriousness, pretty much I think something that I've been doing good that's been bringing me good karma has been spending time with my family and mending like certain relationships.
Okay, that's good. Anita, what about you? What's something that you feel is that you've done recently that brings you good karma?
So recently I've been trying to be more mindful of my actions, and just be more mindful of like how I'm moving out and about the world. So I feel like that is bringing me good karma because I'm being mindful of those around me.
Okay, I like that. For myself, I would have to say that something that I've done or something that I'm doing that brings me good karma is removing the things that not necessarily benefit me, but like thinking of other people. Kind of the same thing that you guys said, like being mindful of how my actions affect those around me. And not that I didn't before, but I'm definitely more aware, self-aware, and more intentional in how I move and making sure that like this isn't something that's going to, create any type of negative feelings for someone else or bring any you know what I mean? Like just being more mindful as well. I'd have to agree. So, what is something that you've done that you think might bring you bad karma?
Hmm.
Like being petty.
Ah, oh, that's
We
a good
we gotta be
question.
honest. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest. I was petty in Chicago. I was petty in
You were?
Chicago. I was.
How so?
Um, there was a situation where I probably could have handled it differently, more professionally, more good karmically, but I didn't. And I wasn't like bad. So I wouldn't necessarily say that it'll attract bad karma, but it was an opportunity that I took that I could have avoided. And, we'll just leave it at that. I was stepping back into my power that weekend. And so I wouldn't even necessarily say it was, like, intentional petty. It was one of those situations where once I realized what was happening, I didn't do anything to stop it, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, there was that.
Okay.
But that's being 100% honest.
I
Not a
think,
moment that I'm necessarily regretful of, but not exactly proud of it either, if that makes
ah,
sense.
no, that makes sense.
Yeah. What about you? Come on,
Mm,
be honest. We're being honest and transparent now.
We're being honest and transparent, yes.
I've learned to be very mindful of my energy that I send out because I've had instances where it's probably coincidence and all that good jazz, but I've been I've had instances where I've gotten pissed off and sent out very
Mm.
negative, bad energies, and
Mm.
they had consequences, and later in my own way, I was paid back for it.
Well, be specific about it so that our audience understands more, like, exactly what you're talking about.
Okay. Last time I got royally pissed off and sent off bad energies, um, without going into the details of what happened to get me to that point,
Mhm.
um, let's just say that, and this is something that blew my husband's mind too. Um, I wished I got pissed off one day and I was like, man, fuck this bitch. I hope she gets in a wreck. 2 weeks later, boom. But she was okay. She was
Yeah, but
okay.
your words like that's a good example of how your words and when you manifest things, how powerful
Yeah,
that is.
it is.
So you gotta be
And so,
very careful.
yeah,
It's a
definitely.
good thing that
And
she's okay.
yeah, I never wanted anything bad to happen. Just kind of wanted the universe to kind of like smack her upside the head a little bit.
I mean,
And
we've all
that
been
it did.
and
Huh?
we've all been in situations where we're upset about something and we say something and it comes to fruition. And, we've all had moments of anger or being upset with somebody. And especially
Yeah.
when people are doing things that are toxic and bad for them. For
Mhm.
instance, I have a cousin that is an addict. And that's one of those situations where it's like your heart goes out to them and you do everything that you can, but then it just gets to a point where they're like not listening to you. They don't care. I don't even want to say that they don't care, but like the person that you're dealing with isn't really them. And so you have to be mindful and careful like how you navigate that situation because you can get fed up, you get irritated, you get like when someone wants something from you and you're like, I can't give it to you because, you know, it's not gonna like you can't just give somebody money knowing that they're gonna go and blow it on something that's not good for them because you just never know if you're the person who put them in the position to take their last breath. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, but you get frustrated in that moment and you're just like, you think something because karma isn't just about what you say. It's not just about what you do. It's about, like she said, the energy that you exude. And it's also about your thoughts. And so you got to be careful what you think. You got to be careful what you say and also careful what you do. So, yeah, I
Oh yeah.
understand. I understand. It's tough. And for anybody that's out there that's dealing with addiction, this is in no way casting shade. This is just, it's hard for the people that are around, or if you're someone that's dealing with someone that's dealing with addiction, then you understand that place of like tough love where you've tried to be helpful, but sometimes when you're being helpful, or you think you're being helpful, you're just enabling the situation, and I'm guilty. I did that for a long time. I didn't wanna believe. In fact, I was totally in denial. I was like, "My cousin's not a addict at all." And eventually it was like, "Oh, shit. Yeah, you can't run from it anymore." And then I felt very awful because in my denial, I was an enabler and, you know, believe the hype. So, I'm not saying that to cast shade at anyone. It's a tough situation for everyone involved and no judgment. I don't judge. Like, my heart goes out to you, and I hope that, if you're in whether you're recovering and you're sober or you're in addiction or you're dealing with someone in addiction, like, I hope that everyone gets the help that they need because it's hard. It's really, really hard. It for me, I'm a fixer. I love to I'm the type of person that's like, "Give me your problems and I'll try to fix them while I avoid my own." So when I'm in this situation, it's really difficult because there's nothing I can do. I am not a professional rehabilitation therapist or rehabilitation physician or yeah, I'm not that's not my forte, so and that in itself was also hard to accept that I not only could I not fix it, but, like, I'm not able, like, I'm just not that person, so there's that. So karma. Do you think I made bad karma with that? I don't think
Well,
so.
I don't think you had bad karma. It's like, I think ultimately mentally you wanted to have the best of intentions and emotions for your cousin, but as sometimes it just takes us a while to realize what's going on
Yeah.
when it comes to addiction.
I
And it
think
came from a place of love
yeah.
too.
My
Yeah.
intentions were good. And I think that's the other thing that you have to think about is, like, even though you can create bad karma, even though you have good intentions, I think in that situation, it was a little I don't know. We'll see. Maybe something that's happened to me was my karmic retribution or karmic what do they call it? The payback or whatever, but the question really is, how does karma actually show up in real life? And I think a lot of it is, like, helping someone when they least expect it, and then a stranger helps you when you need it most. Or, like, if people constantly gossip and then wonder why no one fully trusts them, like, that's karma too.
Mhm.
Well, Jason, that's really nice of you. I think all the ladies in Witchy Wednesday are beautiful. Can we get some love for everyone?
Yes.
What's been some good karma for you, Jason? The energy that we put out in the world, it boomerangs back, sometimes immediately, sometimes it takes a long time, but in some form or another, it's coming back to you. So, I try to make good decisions and and it's not always easy. Like, we've all heard about the lesser of two evils. I mean, we've all had to pick a struggle, and sometimes you don't get the good versus the evil. You just get one shitty situation and one more shitty situation, and you have to decide, like, you know, it's like being in the middle of 2 friends that are fighting, and both of them are like, "If you're gonna talk to that person, then I won't be your friend," and they're both pulling you in both directions, and you have to pick the lesser of 2 evils. You don't pick either, and everybody loses. Everybody loses because for me, it's like, how do you pick? How do you choose? Why would you put me in that position in the first place? What about you, Hanya? You had a situation
Well
like that?
when you got talking about, the things that happen in real life, doing good and bad karma and stuff, it got me thinking actually about a little bit of good karma that I've sown. Um, like, just for an example, it's like like probably about like 2 weeks ago, there was I was at the smoke shop. There's a drive-through, and it was taking forever, and I was sitting there wondering, like, okay, what's going on here? And the guy who knows me, because I go by there frequently, he was like, "Oh, sorry for the wait. The lady in front of you doesn't have enough money." And I was like, "Well, how much does she owe?" And when he told me, I was like, "Dude, just put it on my card."
That was
And
nice.
yeah, because you know what? I try to be in the mindset of, if I was in that position, would I want, not that I expected. I do things without expectation of return.
Right.
But I also try to think, hey, you know what? If that was me, would I want to be embarrassed, or would I want to just go on my way if a stranger helped out?
Yeah.
And
What about you,
I was like,
Anita? Oh, my bad.
no, it's okay. I'm done.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I was like, quick McGraw, quick draw McGraw. What about you, Anita?
Um, I think like a lot of karma, you reap what you sow. For like, especially when you're driving, because people can be like real assholes when you're driving.
Oh, road rage.
Yeah, and like sometimes I get it. So like I try really hard when I'm not in a road rage state of mind to always be a good driver. And
Oh,
to
that's
like
good.
be letting people go if we're like stuck in traffic and something and somebody needs to go, just let them go. We're all not going anywhere together, you know?
Right. Well, for me, like, and one of the things that's also mindful or to keep in mind is that sometimes it's the things that you don't do that also bring you karma. And that's when you're presented with a situation where you could be a shitty individual, but you choose not to. And I think for me, that's something that I practice frequently because the opportunity to be a shithead is always there. The ability to be a shithead also exists, but I choose to, like, for instance, when people get into a back and forth situation, I'm just like, I'm not going back and forth with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not getting involved. Like, you can, and I've said this time and time again on my social media, you can beef by yourself. We're good. I'm not getting involved. And I feel like that is also good karma because what are we going to achieve by going back and forth? Clearly, if we're going back and forth, we're not having a mature adult conversation. So for me, I'm like, when you're ready to talk like an adult, let's talk. And I think that's good karma because I'm not gonna put myself in a position to say things that are hurtful because I may not, yeah, I can say some things. As a kid, I'll tell you this. I didn't get into a lot of trouble by the things that I did. My mouth, whew, my mouth was reckless. I've said that over and over again. My mouth is reckless. So I'm witty, but I try not to be shitty so I can make good karma.
Yeah.
Because once you say it, and the reason why I mention that is because once you say it, the person thinks that you believe that, and it may not even be a genuine expression of how you actually feel about them. But in the moment, because it's a gut punch, you say it, and then later you're like, fuck, why did I do that? And saying I'm sorry doesn't fix everything. So I try not to put myself in a position to have to say I'm sorry. So
Yeah, me too, because I don't like saying I'm sorry. So I just try to avoid it altogether.
right. My like one of the things that's like hardest for me is when you say you're sorry and you genuinely mean it and they're like, I don't accept your apology.
Yeah, now I want to take it back.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely. So what are some things that you think you can do to create good karma? Like maybe a suggestion is like if you're somewhere and you have the extra money and you want to help someone, um, you know, maybe, help somebody out.
Oh, like paying it forward.
Paying it forward,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Um, you could like just I think being mindful is a really good way to build up some good karma too. Just of what you're saying, what you're doing, your actions.
Be kind without expecting anything back.
Yes, be kind. There's not enough
Forgive,
kind people.
forgiveness, not for them, but for your own peace. Be honest, even when it's hard. Be intentional with your actions. Those are some things that might be because karma isn't always about perfection. It's about alignment and aligning your actions with your values. And it's like they say, like, if you say something, say it with your chest, stand on business. So that's also good. But, we could talk about karma all day. We could talk about karma all day because there's lots of opportunities to create both good and bad karma. I hope that you'll choose to create good karma and be good to people, be kind to yourself, be kind to each other. Like Jerry Springer always said at the end of his show, be be kind to each other. Um, at the end of the day, karma reminds us that we matter and that our choices matter, our energy matters. And if you want better outcomes with your life, then start with better intentions and move with a purpose. And you don't have to be perfect, just present, show up, be mindful of those around you and conscious of what you're putting out into the world because what you put out comes back to you, right?
Yeah,
So you
agreed.
fall.
I put out a cough. There we go. I'm getting a cough back. So, with that being said, we're going to wrap up today a little bit early. And I got some stuff I got to do. And is there anything that you guys want to finish off with?
No, just thanks for joining us. We love when you guys show up for Witchy Wednesday.
We do.
Yes.
It's so
As
witchy when you're bitchy.
witchy when you're bitchy.
I mean, it's bitchy when you're witchy. I don't know. Figure it out. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, and share. Comment down below. We love seeing what you got to say, like Jason and Roman. They're in here just taking over the chat. We love it. Uh, Jason says he loves Jerry Springer. Platinum, he was awesome. Yes, he was. R.I.P. R.I.P. Make sure you check out BoobTube on Wednesdays, right before Witchy Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Exotica.tv. Anything else that you guys want to promote while we're in here, ladies?
No, I think that's it.
I think
We're
that's
good.
it. We're going to go out there and create some good karma. We hope that you do too. And we
Yes.
hope to see you next Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ladies, go ahead and give out your socials. How can everybody find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on the interwebs at Anita X Valentina everywhere. It's super easy. You can even Google me.
Ooh, Google. And Miss Hanya.
Hey, why am I not making hearts here?
It's my webcam.
Okay, I was sitting there, I was like, what am I missing here? Anyways, you can find me online at Ms. Hanya on Instagram and Ms. Hanya Strange on X and Loyal Fans. Next.
And of course, you can find me on iHeartBBW.com and iHeartBBWCOM on all the socials and iHeartBBW.com/links. That's where you find everything. But you can always find me right here on Witchy Wednesdays, and we have more stuff coming out. It's just a lot. It's a lot, y'all.
One
But
step
throw
at a
those
time.
hearts in the air. Let's throw those hearts in the air, everybody.
Yay.
Yay. We'll see you guys next Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, love you.
Bye.
Love each
Bye.
other. Bye.